Proverbs 30 and 5. It says, every word of the Most High is pure, right? So what he said there, believe it. He is a shield, a protection unto them that put their trust in him. So we have the protection of the Most High. We got to put our trust in him, okay? That's how we can protect it, putting our trust in him. That's our faith in him, and not in no man or no other entity for that matter. Go to Job 34. Job 30 and 4. No. No, that's another topic there that's gonna be all the way off. But it's right on time. But go to Job 20 and 4. Job 20 and 4. Remember to say the devil comes out with much wrath because he knows it's time. He have a short time. Say, Job 20 and 4 say, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth? This is something that's of old. Since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short. See? The triumphing of the wicked is short. The devil coming out with much wrath because he knoweth that he have a short time, right? So the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So the wicked is defined right here in Job. Go to Job 9:24. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the wicked, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now we read about Mashiach coming to judge and make war in Revelation 19:11. He coming to judge and make war. He told the apostles they're going to sit on 12 thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So we know that they done painted their faces in the Bible representing them being the judge. So here they are right here. I got to keep putting it in your face so y'all see it. A lot of y'all believe this is who gonna come and save you. This is the Borgia family. 5 people in this picture. Y'all ain't even looked at it to see. So the wicked cover the faces of the judges thereof. That's why you look at go back to Job 20 and 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short. That's why it say the devil comes out with much wrath because he know he have a short time. And the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. That was excellently mounted up to the heavens, and his head reached into the clouds. He got his space station out there. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. Like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Where he go? He shall fly away as a dream, and not be found. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more. Neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. So y'all talking about reparation, shoot. They say their hand shall restore their goods, right? That's why when you read, get Obadiah 17. Obadiah 17. There's ain't but 21 verses in Obadiah. It's talking about the Edomites, so-called white man. Or white people, I might say, the Edomites. So Obadiah 17 says, but upon Mount Zion, Zion represents the 12 tribes of Israel, shall be deliverance, going to be saved, salvation. And there shall be holiness, trueness, and pureness, and righteousness, keeping the laws of the Most High. And the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. You hear this say? The house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. So you're talking about Revelation, say the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Who's it talking about? Verse 1, vision of Obadiah, thus say the Most High power concerning Edom. So remember it said Esau shall be the end of the world, and Jacob was the beginning of it that followeth. So yeah, this is what it's saying. This is what's going to happen. Job 20 and 9. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. Okay? So, Revelations 12 and 17. Since the devil's coming out with much wrath, he coming upon a certain ones in Pacific. Revelation 12 and 17. And the dragon, which is the serpent, which is the devil, which is the beast, which is the Edomites, which is the Satan, are all red. And the dragon was wrought with the woman. The woman represents the 12 tribes of Israel when you read Jeremiah 6 and 2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman, a beautiful and delicate woman, symbolically, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of a Mashiach Yahushua. It's future prophecy. They're going to attempt to go to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of a Mashiach Yahushua. Right? But they got something. The Most High already prophesied what's going to happen. It's all here. I love it. Because he told us, look, Joel, the 2nd chapter, he said, blow you the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, be scared. For the day of the Most High cometh, for it is nigh at hand, it's near at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, of the morning, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong people, a great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Who is these great people? Ezekiel 37 and 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them. And they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. Joel 2, an exceeding great army. A great people and a strong, verse 2. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoured before them. Hear that? Fire is coming to destroy this earth. Fire gonna be before them, and behind them a flame burning, because once we leave the fire, you're going to see the flames in the rear burning. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them. We're going to the kingdom. Going to the kingdom. Most I will. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yeah, and nothing shall escape them. Hear that? Nothing going to escape us. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoured the stubble. As a strong people set in battle array. Before their face, the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. They gonna gather blackness because all the soot that's going to be in the air. Like when the towers came down, the people that was around there, their face was full of soot. But when you bring this, you know how whenever you have fire, man, it comes up, everybody's face be black. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. Great exceeding army. And they shall march every one on his path, his ways. And they shall not break their ranks. We know how to march. We know how to march. Neither shall one thrust another. We're going to be killing each other. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. How about that? We got enough bullets to kill all of them. Nope. So when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. You ready for that? That's spiritual power. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. You can know when they're coming. Like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. Yeah, the earth gonna be quaking. Remember, Mashal Shai said earthquakes in what? Diverse places. Say the earth gonna be quaking before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Why? For all the black soot that's gonna be in the earth from the destruction. And the Most High, while Mashal Shai shall utter his voice before his army. You hear that? We just read that in Ezekiel 37:10. Them dry bones gonna become flesh. It's gonna be a great exceeding army. And the Most High shall utter his voice before his army. For his camp is very great, a great exceeding army. For he is strong that executes his word. For the day of the Most High is great and very terrible. And who can abide it? Therefore also now, said the Most High, turn ye even to me with all your heart. So turn to the Most High. You can't get no clearer than that. With all your mind, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning. Just solutions right here. What we hearing in this lesson today. Turn you, even to me, even to the Most High, with all your heart, with all your mind, and with fasting. You got to push that plate away from you. And with weeping, you got to start crying to the Most High. The land told us what to do. Told us twice. With crying, weeping, and with mourning. And rend your heart, rend your mind. And not your garments. We used to tear our garments. Like that was doing something. Most High was feeling that. He said, rend your mind the way you think. And not your garments. And turn unto the Most High your power. For he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil. And we say he's going to look upon the evil, but he's going to feel sorry for the evil that had put upon us. But he's going to still do it. We still know that it happened. Without a shadow of a doubt. It happened. We had to deal with it. Who knoweth if he will return and repent and leave a blessing behind him, even a meat offering and a drink offering unto the Most High your power? So we got to look at what we have to do, because it's already written how it's going to go down. Just a matter of what we're going to do. You're going to wait till it go down and say, oh, you start crying to the Most High. It's too late then. It's too late then. You getting years and years of warning, some of you, of what needs to be done. You take it lightly. That's why I go to Proverbs 1:24. Because I have called. So he called. And you refused. He's telling you what to do. Telling you the solutions. You hearing them. So I called it. You refused. I have stretched out my hand as his men. Psalm 17:14. That's in the spirit, the righteous spirit to tell you solutions. I challenge any of you out there. Tell me the solution that he's saying is not right. You don't know what he's talking about. The land don't know what it's talking about. Better think again. Psalm 17:14. From men which are thy hand, O Most High. See that? From men of the world of Israel. So he's saying, Proverbs 1:24. Because I have called and ye refuse. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. The men that's bringing forth this truth. People not regarding it. You've heard solution in this lesson. But ye have set at naught, which means nothing, all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. Some people have been reproved. They suffering, they're going through a lot of changes. They should be becoming more humble. But you ain't want none of his reproof. He said, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. And all of a sudden you get afraid of the Most High. He say, I'm going to laugh at your calamity. And all of a sudden you want to change and get it right. He said, I'm going to laugh at you. And I'm going to mock when your fear cometh. When you start to fear him. When your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, whoo, he bring a tornado, a hurricane, a powerful windstorm. However he destroys will be just like what that can do. You decide to tear up whole cities, man. Just areas be just devastated from a whirlwind. When the stress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me. Then you're going to cry to the Most High. But I will not answer. That's whew. When you need him most and you call for him and he say, I'm not going to answer, I'm going to not pay any attention to you. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. When you start bringing these disasters, it's coming. So everybody talking about the pandemic or whatever the hell they got going on now, you better understand, you better fear the Most High. Because this earth going to be visited of the Most High with all the things that he produces beyond what man can do. Let them stop a hurricane. Let them stop a tornado, a volcano from erupting, snow from coming down out of the sky like never before. Hail that comes out of the sky. They had hail bigger than big giant softballs, putting dents in cars, putting holes in roofs and so forth, coming from the sky. That velocity coming down, stop that. Stop the fire. The Most High's fire from his waist up and from his waist down. He said, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. Can't get no clearer. They would none of my counsel. They despise all my reproof. You tell people, look, it's most I deal with order. Trying to tell them, let's keep the orders, do whatever you got to do to be right. You don't want this to happen. That's why we have to really, as much as possible, try to please the Most High and do what he would have us do. As simple as that. It's not a hard thing to do. He told you in 1 John 5:3, you love him. He said this. It's amazing to me. I can go to the New Testament and you see all, keep my laws. Look what even 1 John 5:3, look what it says. Do they read this in the churches? It says, for this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous. Do they read this? It's right there. Do they read this? Matter of fact, the definition of sin right here in the New Testament. 1 John 3:4. Whosoever committed sin transgresses also the law that they say you're not under. For sin is the transgression of the law. So I say they're not reading. You're not reading. You're just regurgitating what somebody told them. They good. They like a bunch of robots and robotees, man. Robots and robotees following what somebody say. You better follow what this word says. Man, you don't want to. Like I say, this mercy and grace is getting ready to be lifted up, y'all. You already see it. Jacob's trouble. See people. They said some dude went into the mall and started shooting people. At random, you going out there doing whatever you're doing. Next thing you know, Pew. Look, go to Mark the 13th chapter. It says, verse 12, it says, now the brother shall betray the brother to death. You hear that? Now the brother shall betray the brother to death. And the father the son. And the children shall rise up against their parents. This is what he's saying is going to happen. Don't we see this happening now? And shall cause them to be put to death. Man. That's deep. I'm going to read it again too. Now the brother shall betray the brother to death. That's why you better know who you really down with. Let's say the brother shall betray the brother to death. If it means lying on you, they're going to lie on you. That your brother's put to death. And the father, the son. Father going to be betraying the son. And children shall rise up against their parents like never before. They say, you can't, if they say you whoop them, then that's child abuse. Both sides say spare the rod, you spare the children, you spare the child. Spoil the child, like rotten milk. But they say you do that in this world, it's child abuse. That's why I say the father, the son. They ain't gonna be able to take it. It'll be too much. Look at Ecclesiastes 30:1. He that loveth his son, in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes 30:1. He that loveth his son causeth him often, they say often, I mean often, to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end, as he get older. You don't want to hear this. He that chasteneth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances. They wow. He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy. You teach him what? This truth. Gonna grieve the enemy. And before his friends he shall rejoice of him, because he gonna be in order. He gonna know how to be an Israelite and conduct himself properly before his friends. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead. Though his father die, gonna be just like he's not dead. We have left one behind him that is like himself. You hear that? Though his father died, gonna be just like he didn't die. Because he have left behind him one like himself. While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him. And when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds. You make too much of your son, your children, you're going to bind up his wounds, and his bowels will be troubled at every try. A horse not broken becometh headstrong. He be on his own, just go do whatever he want to do. And a child left to himself will be willful. You leave a child to do whatever they want to do, they're going to willful. They're going to try you this way, that way, whatever way they can to get over on you. Cocker thy child, play with him, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. See that? So you got a time and place for everything. But you got to be serious with him. Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou dash thy teeth in the end. Why you do that? Getting on my nerve. Done something that you regret. Be sorrowful for. Give him no liberty in his youth, and weep not at his follies. Hear what he said? Don't give him no liberty in his youth. Say, weep not at his follies. When he playing around, being silly. Don't wink at it. He's giving you instructions. And see, if we knew this, we could make our nation better. It says, verse 12, bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child. Bow down his neck while he is young. Tell him what he got to do. Neck means he's got, bow down his neck means that head going down with humility before you, to respect you. And beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn. You don't. You're going to wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee. You're not going to do what you say do. And so bring sorrow to thine heart. See? Bring sorrow to your mind. Chasten thy son, is saying, and hold him to labor, make him work, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. Okay? So that's a little something on how you got to deal with them. Look at what it's saying in Mark 13 and let's look at verse 17. Well, we're reading about when we fell in 70 AD. It says, but woe to them that are with child and to them that give suck in those days. When we was, but we fought from 65 AD to 70 AD, and the Romans took us down in 70 AD. The last battle was the Battle of Masada. And pray ye that your flight be not in winter. In the winter now. For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation which the Most High created unto this time, neither shall be. And except the Most High, thy power, had shortened those days. That's why I say you got to look at what the Most High plan on doing. If the Most High had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. And shoot, who knows what this vaccine they're trying to do. But the Most High going to shorten the days so the flesh can be saved. We say if he didn't shorten the days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he have chosen, he have shortened the days. So who's the elect? For the elect's sake, he have shortened the days. Who's the elect? Isaiah 45:4. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect. So because of the elect of Israel, he's going to shorten the days. So who are the elect? Let's find out. Go to the book of Zechariah. Because we always talk about the 1/3 and the 2/3, right? Let's go to Zechariah. The book of Zechariah 13 and 8. The book of Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass, we see the elect are the Israelites, it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Most High, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. You hear that? 2/3 of the people going to be cut off and die. Of the children of Israel. But the third shall be left therein. That's 1/3 will be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Most High is my power. So, he said he's going to refine us. How he going to refine us? One way, Isaiah 48 and 10. Isaiah 48 and 10. That fire is the word of the Most High. Jeremiah 23 and 29. Is not my word like unto fire, and a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Isaiah 48 and 10. Behold, I have refined thee, as he said he's going to refine us, with fire, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. We're going to be proven whether we worthy or not. Furnace of affliction. For mine own sake. Even for mine own sake. Not for our sake will I do it, he said. For his own sake he going to do this. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another. Hear what he said? He didn't give his glory unto anyone else. Hearken unto me, O Jacob. Say, listen to him. He's been telling us forever. In Israel, my called, I am he. I am the first. I am also the last. Mine hand also have laid the foundation of the earth, and my right hand have spanned the heavens. When I call unto them, they stand up together. All you assemble yourselves and hear. Hear what you got to say. Which among them have declared these things? Who? Who? What book you going to get? And you can stand hours and hours and hours and hours and go with these prophecies of the past, the present, and the future. Besides this Bible. That's why he told us we in Isaiah. Go back to Isaiah 34:16. Go back a few chapters. Look what he said. Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Most High. That's this Bible. And what? And read. Seek ye out of the book of the Most High and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her make. But you can't match any book with the Bible. You can learn the Bible. I have books. I have a lot of books. A whole lot of books. But I compare those books to the Bible. That's why I said, none shall want her make. You can't match no book with the Bible. Bring it forth. Let's talk. Let's talk about the past, the present, and the future that book contains, as the Bible does. It's not there. None shall want her make. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. So that's what we're looking at. But it's gonna be tribulations. We gotta go through some things, y'all. But if you endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Go to 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter. Let me just say, charity represents love. 1 Corinthians 13:1 says, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, have love, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. Nobody understands what that is. And though I have the gift of prophecy and to understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I can remove mountains, and have not charity, you don't have love, I am nothing. See, that's very important. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, don't have love, it profiteth me nothing. It's a change that we have to bring about within ourselves. Charity suffereth long, like the Most High long suffering with us. So charity, love, suffereth long, and is kind. Charity, which is love, envieth not. You don't envy no one. You're kind. You don't envy no one. Charity, love, vaunteth not itself. You ain't trying to be all that. Is not puffed up. You ain't conceited, thinking you all that. When the Most High say he hates you if you poor. He hate a poor man that's prideful. Does not behave itself unseemly. Seeketh not her own. Trying to be somebody in hell, a condition that the Most High put us in. Is not easily provoked. You can't just provoke them. Thinketh no evil, ain't thinking evil against someone. Rejoicing not in the nigger. Don't rejoice. Don't be happy in wickedness. But rejoices in the truth. Rejoices in the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Rejoice in that. Beareth all things. Believeth all things. Hopeth all things. Endureth all things. Charity never faileth. Love never faileth. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, like different languages, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. But we know in part and we prophesy in part. Hear that, brothers? We know in part and we prophesy in part. Most High gave no one all of it. This truth. But when that which is perfect is come, when the Mashiach Abishai come, the judge will make war, and redeem the elect to 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, then that which is in part shall be done away. The part that's in part shall be done away. He said, when I was a child, look where you go to. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. We just read about the son in Ecclesiastes 30th chapter. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Like some brothers, they almost 50 years old, still playing games and stuff. When I became a man, I put away childish things. Esau have you dealing with being a child forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. He said, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. See? That's that change you got to make. Gird up your loins like a man, he said. Put away them childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly. But then face to face. See, right now it's kind of, we weaving our way through, and knowing the part, prophesying part of this truth. It says, for now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face, Mashiach shall come. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. And now by the faith, hope, and charity. Now by the faith, believing in the Most High, hope, having faith in the Most High, and charity, love. These three. But the greatest of these is charity. You hear that? The greatest of these is love. Love. Keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, and having compassion on your brother and your sisters. As an Israelite should. Enroll it in the spirit of the Most High. Look at Revelation 6th chapter and the 9th verse. And we had opened up the 5th seal. I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High and for the testimony which they held. You see? Let's go on to Revelations 12 and 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. The dragon going to be wroth with the children of Israel. And went to make war with the remnant of her seed. We just read about the remnant, that 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, which keep the commandments of the Most High, see, and have the testimony of Mashiach Yahushua. So going back to Revelation 6 and 9. And when he had opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High. Under the altar meaning with the priesthood. Slain for the word of the Most High and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long? See, they crying. How long, O Most High, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? Read it again. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Most High, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? See, avenge our blood. Look how many people have been killed. Murdered. Murder is not guilty. But he said he's going to do that. And white robes were given unto every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. So it's going to be martyrs. That's what they're saying. It's going to be martyrs. Those going to be killed for the word of the Most High. See, some of these things have been fulfilled too, because look at Revelation 11 and verse 11 and verse 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony, these angels are going to be dealing with smiting the earth and bringing plagues on this earth. The beast that descended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. That's why we see ourselves being killed all these many years. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of this great city, it's America, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Sodom because what they do, they promote a man with a man, a woman with a woman can get married and, change their anatomy from a man to a woman and so forth. And Egypt. Egypt means captivity, slavery, and bondage. Where also our master, Mashiach Shai, was crucified. Here it is right here. Right here. Right here. Crucified, right here. Saying it's them. Crucified. Right here. In America. Ain't nobody doing nothing about it. And they are the people and kindreds of tongues, all the different nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. So we really not really dead to the sense of being dead where we need to be put in graves. We're dead, have a dead state of mind until this day. Not knowing this truth, which is sad. We destroyed for lack of knowledge. Since we didn't want to follow the Most High's knowledge, now here we are, as he said, dead. Look at Baruch the 3rd chapter. Just to show you, it's not talking about just being put in graves. Baruch 3 and 4. O Most High Almighty, thou power of Israel, hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites. See? How are we going to pray if you're dead? Hear the prayers of the dead Israelites and of their children, which have sinned before thee, and not hearken unto the voice of thee, their power. For the which cause these plagues cleave unto us. See? Them curses that the Most High says he's going to bring upon us. Why? Because we did not hearken unto the voice of thee, their power. For the which cause these plagues cleave unto us. Remember not the iniquities of our forefathers, but think upon thy power and thy name now at this time. But thou art the Most High, our power, and thee, O Most High, will we praise. And for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts. See? Put that fear in our minds. To the intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity. Where? In our captivity. For we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee. That's why you look at Lamentations 5 and 7. That's why you look at, we can go to Israel, then you look at what's going to happen with the other nations. This is what